Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. My name is Prateek. Today we'll be learning how option Greeks work. But before that, I hope you can all hear me. And if you can, say hi. I will wait for some time before we'll actually begin. So let me say hi to everyone over here. Good evening, guys. Hi, Indrama. Manish says I want to join webinar, but you are in the webinar today. I was introduced to options in your last webinar. Wonderful, Abdul. Good to see you here. We'll go live in a few minutes. Good to see everyone over here. Can everyone hear me properly? 5 minutes left and I didn't receive any link. Okay, Manish, this is the webinar, so we'll start in a few minutes. Yeah, not an issue. All right, everyone can hear me, right? Perfect. Satish, hi, how are you? Stock tips. Do you remember me? I hope you do. Say a nice hello and good evening to me and everyone in the room so we can begin today's session. Now, I have one question for everyone. Did you attend the last webinar called How Options Work? Who has attended the last webinar called How Options Work? I hope you did, because this is sort of a continuation to that. I didn't want to talk about option Greeks in one webinar and introduce you to options. So this is kind of a continuation to that webinar. So if you did attend that webinar, say, I did attend the previous webinar, so I know that you did. And then we can begin today's session, because if you don't understand that, it'll be a little difficult for me to actually cover today's strategies and sessions, because you wouldn't understand that, right? Secondly, can you all see my screen? Thanks, Sachin. Good you attended. Badri, Indrama, stock tips. Great. Healthy lifestyle, MB Tyagi. Very nice name you have. God of Color, of course. I've seen you so many times. Wonderful. Excellent. Now, how many of you over here are new to options? Who can tell me? कौन कभी options नहीं trade किया है या शायद एक दो बारी trade किया है? Please let me know how many beginners in the house over here today. You need to know two things before we begin. You need to know what call puts are. You need to know what time value is, and you need to understand how to place an order in options, right? Bull Trader says, I forwarded your video to 10 groups link. Wow, that's amazing. Naveen says, you say it was a beginner's webinar. Okay, fine. I only did twice. So it's good. That's the good thing about these webinars. You can actually attend. Sandeep trades in options daily. That's amazing, Sandeep. Then I don't know if you'll find today's webinar helpful, because we'll be discussing basics of Greeks. All right. Now, who knows what Greeks are? Please tell me you don't, because agar aapko already Greeks मालूम है तो मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगा क्या? So I hope everyone who over here don't know what Greeks are. Namaskar, Nandlal ji. Happy you're here today. Hi, Tarun Kocher. We won't be doing any basics. We'll go straight to what Greeks are. Obviously, I won't be sitting and calculating with you. We'll just be understanding what Greeks are and what they mean, right? Bull Trader says, my friend paid 24,000 but did not understand anything. What course did he take, Bull? Because it's completely free at TSO. We teach for no cost, right? So it should be fun, nice discussion. Can we all begin? Yes? Okay, Jay says he doesn't know. Sanjay says he doesn't know. Tarun already does know. Then Tarun, you can help me out, because you already know what I'm going to teach. All right, can we all begin? Is everyone ready? Tarun's already advanced. Oh, okay. Is everyone ready? Yes? Yes, perfect. Can I give a nice yes before we begin? And then I will start. Can we all say yes? Perfect. Now here, I have two requests from you. The first one is I need you to hit subscribe. Can you all click on subscribe, please? That's the first thing you need to do, because I need you to come back for our future free webinars as well. Click on the subscribe button. The second thing I need you to do is say, look, I work a lot to make sure that these courses are interesting, right? But I can only do so much. And we can only do well if you can actually help me out. So what help I need from you is to say, please, thanks, Rupalisha. So please type as much as you can, encourage us, because if you encourage, then the entire team at TSO will be happy. Me, Puneet, Ankush, Sandeep, we'll all be very happy if you can encourage us, because then we'll introduce more courses for you and try to go that. And please click on the advanced trading classes. We'll be launching them very soon. We're trying to see if any of you are interested in something more advanced and not just basic. And you can fill up that form and let us know about that, right? So let's begin. Perfect. So as you all know, we will be learning about option Greeks today. If you have no idea what option Greeks are, you have come to the perfect place to learn this. We have a series of webinars at TradeSmart Online. Let me show them to you right here. So if you go to TradeSmart Online/webinar, that's the link. You will see the webinars we started on 11th October. 2 powerful candlestick patterns. This was a real strategy. You can watch this. How to identify trends. This was a strategy. Then we did how options work just before Diwali. And here we explained what options are. So there was no strategy over here. It was just an explanation. Today is a continuation of that called Option Greeks Explained. So we won't be teaching you a strategy, but we will be teaching what option Greeks are. When I first started to learn options, it took me many weeks to understand what they were. कभी समझ ही नहीं आया. लोग इतने calculations दिखाते थे, तो confusion बहुत होता था. So instead of showing you calculations today, in 20 minutes, I'm going to try to explain option Greeks to you. Okay, 20 minutes, max 25, not more than that. On Wednesday, we'll be learning a strategy with continuation and reversal patterns. So do attend that one. RSI indicator, this is going to be pretty cool. We'll actually learn our first indicator on Friday. And finally, we have stochastics and moving average strategy. Now, remember, guys, these are our free webinars where we teach the basics. If you are slightly more advanced, sign up to the link that Puneet puts up. And once you click on that, you can fill up the form and we'll let you know about any advanced strategies that we have in the future, or else we won't notify you. So please fill that form up. All right, so let's go back to over here. Remember, this is for intermediate beginners. So if you just learned what options are, this is perfect. Do attend the previous webinar to understand what options are. And remember, this is an introduction to Greeks. Are we all ready to begin? Give me a yes. Option means hero or zero, and finally zero. That's funny. Prashant Shirke is asking, I saw your last seminar. Can we square off prior to last Thursday of the month? Of course, Prashant. You can exit at any time you want. So after you enter an options trade, you can exit at any time you want before expiry. मैं हिंदी में भी बात करूंगा हिमांशु चौरसिया जी. हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों का उपयोग होगा. अब शुरुआत करें. Are we all ready? Yes? Excellent. So today we're going to learn about the Greeks. Not these Greeks, these were the other Greeks. We're actually going to learn these Greeks. So the delta, the gamma, and the theta. Now this, you know why they're called Greeks? Anyone? किसी को मालूम है कि इनको Greeks क्यों बोलते हैं? Why are they called Greeks in the first place? Any idea? Well, these are called Greeks because of the letters. These are Greek letters, and therefore they're called Greeks. There's no other reason why they exist. Now, options are very complicated little creatures. वो कभी 20% चढ़ जाते हैं, कभी 50% गिर जाते हैं. So to quantify, यानी कि to calculate options का movement क्या होगा future में, उसके लिए we've taken out these metrics called the delta, gamma, theta. They're a total of 5. We'll be discussing only 3. The other 2 may not be extremely important for our first lesson. तो हम सिर्फ delta, gamma और theta का आज understanding करेंगे कि ये है क्या. And usually ये इसलिए exist करते हैं ताकि हम options के price को quantify कर पाए. Is that clear? The reason they exist is so that we can quantify the price of that. The symbols are great. Absolutely, Anup, you're totally right. We won't be discussing Vega and Rho this time, Tarun, but we can do that next time if you like. Perfect. All right, first let me start with delta. Now, I need to get some basic questions done. If I buy a call option, do I want the market to go up or down? Can you give me an answer? If I buy a call option, do I want the markets to go up or down? Or do I want the stock to go up and down? Who can give me the answer? Yes, that's right. I want the market to go up. Very nice. Simply, if I buy a put option, do I want the underlying to go down or up? Yes, absolutely right. Again, guys, Satish, Sai, Harish, Avinash, absolutely right. Anup, bilkul sahi. Stock tips. I want the market to fall. Absolutely right. So we all know the basics of calls and puts, but there's one question that we don't know. That is, let's suppose you bought call options for, help me out here. Can someone give me a name of a stock? Who can give me a name of a stock? Any stock. कोई भी stock का नाम दीजिए. I'll have to wait for 10 seconds because I only see your chats after 10 seconds. So थोड़ा 10 seconds में wait करता हूँ. Please type in a stock name. Reliance. I knew it. Okay, BOB and Reliance. So let's take Bank of Baroda since Prashant's the first one who answered. So Bank of Baroda. All right. So this is NSE. And as you can see, Bank of Baroda is trading at 138.7. Now, if tomorrow Bank of Baroda goes up by 1 rupee, so it goes to 139.7, how much will my call option move? Right, it's a fair question. Tomorrow, if Bank of Baroda moves by 1 rupee, how much will my, now I know that if I buy call options, my call options will go up, but by how much? Right, that's the question. And this is what the delta teaches us, right? The delta is how much will my option move if the stock moves by rupee 1. That's it. That's all it is. It's very simple. So if I have a delta of 0.5, so if there is a delta of 0.5, what does that mean? Who can tell me? I'll wait for your answer since it takes some time for it to see. Who can tell me? Give me 5 seconds to wait for your comments. There is a slight delay as always. Let me just wait. That's right. So here's what it basically means, right? What this means is that if the stock moves by 1 rupee, the option will move by 50 paisa. That's it. So let me say that again. If the delta is 0.5, that means if the stock moves by 1 rupee, so if Bank of Baroda moves to 138.7, moves to 139.7, the option will move by 0.5. Asterisk conditions apply. I'll tell you what the conditions are. Now, the delta keeps changing depending on where your strike price is. So as you move in and out of your strike prices, the delta keeps changing, right? There are a few rules of thumb. When you're in the money, the delta is different. When you're out of the money, the delta is different. We won't get into that, but this is what it is. Now, how will you calculate delta? Anyone who can tell me? Delta keeps on changing, but who can tell me how you calculate delta? Puneet, Swapnil, why don't you answer? Tarun, can you help me out? How do you actually calculate delta? How do you know what the delta of Bank of Baroda or Nifty or any of these stocks are? Is there a calculator out there that we can use? Anyone? It's actually in one of my tabs. You can probably see it. That's right. It's the Black-Scholes model. Thanks, Puneet Tibrewala. That's exactly the answer that I was looking for. It's the Black-Scholes. Now, here is the Black-Scholes. I found this. It's an Indian website, niftytrader.in. Thought it was pretty cool. I found it today, actually. I have not seen this before. So here is what the calculator is. You basically put in the time interval. This is the days to expiry. You'll put in the spot price. So in this case, Bank of Baroda's price, whatever it is. Sorry, where did it go? Here. Bank of Baroda's price, which is 138.7. That'll go here. You'll put a strike price. And then you have volatility. You can leave this at about maybe 15%. And you're done, right? And interest maybe 7%. And once you hit calculate, you will actually get all the numbers, that is delta, gamma, etc., right over here. Okay, that's all you're actually looking at. So in this case, these numbers are something else, but to show you, it says that delta is 0.6, which means if this spot price move by 1 rupee, the option will move by 60 paisa. That's basically what it is. And if you come closer to expiry, then this changes as well. Yeah, see, the delta increases. So that's it. That's what delta is. So everyone understood what delta is, right? It's basically for every rupee that changes in the underlying, how much will the option move? Everyone clear? Please type clear on your on your chat, so I know that everything's fine. Yes. I only have another 10-15 more minutes to cover the other two, and then we're actually done. So is everyone done with Delta? Pretty easy, right? P. Kumar is saying how to get the underlying volatility. You just use 15% for now, P. Kumar. You can actually find underlying volatility on websites, and you can use that, right? Perfect. Clear hair. Very nice. Shabash. So let's move on to the other part. To me, the most important out of all of this is Theta, but let's reach there in some time. Now, this is Bharti Airtel. So interesting and very, very nice. This is Bharti Airtel, which opened here and moved all the way, closed here. It gained a lot, right? Do you think Bharti Airtel is up? Bharti Airtel is up for sure, right? So the market is up. And I think Bharti Airtel was up by a lot today. Let me see by how much. I think Bharti Airtel was one of the top gainers. It was up 5%. Can anyone tell me how much percentage the options would have gone up? Any idea? Rajesh, Theta. Yes, Delta changes every day, Rajesh. Delta will change every day. It's a good rally. So exactly. Bharti Airtel moved a lot and the options moved even better. This is it. The options moved 232% in a single day. Isn't this crazy? Now, do you think that if the delta was 0.5 or even 1 rupee for Bharti Airtel, the stock could have moved up so much so quickly? See, guys, this is the reason why we trade options. Because options can move 230% in a single day, that is why people trade it. And the way that this happens is called gamma, right? This is the next part of our series. It's called the gamma. Now, in the gamma, I'll give you a very, very simple example. Let me duplicate this slide and remove all of this. Let me show you something very simple, okay? Now, let's suppose the market goes up 5%. That's a 5. I'm sorry for my handwriting. 5% in a single day. All right. The options might go up 200%. Okay. So the market's gone up 5% in a day. The options have gone up 200%. However, let's say in another scenario, the market goes up by 5% over 5 days. Right. The market goes up 5% over 5 days. This happened in 1 day. This is happening over 5 days. Do you think the options will go up 200%? Let me wait for your answer. Tarun is actually right. Bharti is a very tough stock to trade. There is absolutely no pattern. We should hang out more, Tarun Kochar. Pretty cool. So yeah, right? So if the market goes up 5% over 5 days, the options will not go up 200%. It might probably, I'm guessing over here, probably go up by say 40%. That's it. Can someone tell me why? Stock तो 5% ऊपर गया, एक केस में 200%, दूसरे केस में 40%. क्यों? Because of time. You see, if the stock moves like a blast, boom, it goes 5% up in just a few hours. That means the market's moving from in the money to out of the money to in the money. Out of the money to at the money to in the money. Sorry about that. It's moving into the strike prices. And because it's moving so quickly, the gamma means the delta will change exponentially. Basically what I'm trying to say, अगर stock फटाफट ऊपर जाएगा तो आपके call options भी बहुत exponentially ऊपर जाएंगे. लेकिन अगर same move 5 दिन में होता है, if the same move happens over a 5-period day time, the markets will not move that up comparatively. They'll only move slightly up. Is that clear? So this is actually called, it's actually not time decay, it's actually gamma. So let me show you what gamma actually is. Gamma, it calculates the rate of change of delta. My God, sounds confusing, but it's actually not. It means that if the delta is 0.5, the delta can one day change to 1 also, right? So for every 1 rupee, right, the delta can change to 1. This happens if the stock moves exponentially in your favor very quickly. So one beautiful example of this is Bharti Airtel. In Bharti Airtel, the market moved up 4% in a matter of a few hours. ये एक दिन का chart है. Market यहाँ खोली, यहाँ बंद हुई. Amazing. And because of that, the options have moved up to 32%. If this same move had happened over 20 days, the options would have gone up only 10%. Okay? So gamma is the reason, it's the force, it is the Hulk behind Iron Man inside your call options, which is making the stock move very quickly. I hope that is quickly. I'm trying to give a very easy example of how this works, right? So that's what gamma actually is, right? So gamma is the rate of change of delta. So if delta is 0.5, it can change to 1. This percentage change of delta is what gamma is. All right, that's what gamma is. Okay, finally, I have my favorite. Tarun Kocher says, Nifty October 10,100 put doubled on Diwali, opened at high half price today. God damn, that's crazy, Tarun. So let me show you what Tarun is actually saying. बहुत ही अच्छा है example दिया. Guys, before we move on to the final Greek, can everyone hit the subscribe button? If you already hit subscribe, can you click like? If you liked it, can you click like? If you do that, then it will really help us get that. So hit the like button if you can. If you already hit subscribe, then you can click like. Otherwise, click unsubscribe. Boom, Anoop. Boom. Yeah, that's right. Boom. All right. So now let's finally see the most interesting Greek for me, which I think that you can actually use, is called Theta. And Theta, whenever I think of Theta, I see this. What caption can you give to this picture? Anyone can give me a caption to this? Well, nice ones. I was looking for time is money, right? That's what Theta actually is. Now, if you remember, if you attended our earlier webinar, we tried to explain the concept of time decay. Time decay, traders, बहुत ही interesting चीज है. इसका ये मतलब है, your call and put option will decline in value until the day of expiry. 100%. There's no doubt about it. Your call and put options will decline till Thursday of the last month, till expiry date, every day, right? And Theta basically calculates how much the option will fall in value until expiry. Expiry date kaun sa din hota hai? Who can tell me? When is expiry? Nice, Puneet. Time is money. That's right. Nice, Tarun. You actually exited it. Wonderful. So one Harish, one way of actually doing profit booking is to have a definite plan and always use that for profit booking. Don't exit at discretion. That's right. Last Thursday of every month is expiry. बिल्कुल सही. And एक बहुत interesting चीज है, time value में 7 days before expiry, the value of the option will fall a lot. If you attended the last webinar, I gave an example of a cycle. An option is basically a promise. And as you approach the expiry date of that promise, the value of your contract falls, basically. So the value of the option falls the fastest 7 days before expiry. October का expiry क्या है? कौन बता सकता है मुझे? What is the expiry for October? Who can tell me? Date. I want the date. I want the date. Date क्या है? Yes, that's right. The date is right here, 26th of October. बिल्कुल सही. Now, guys, I have a question for you over here that I'm going to show you. Let's go back to, so everyone understands expiry. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows expiry क्या है. अब मेरे पास एक सवाल है, छोटा सा गेम खेलते हैं, ठीक है? आपके पास 5 seconds होंगे to answer, not more than 5 seconds. So first, keep your fingers on your keyboards. 5 seconds से ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेंगे. If you answer after 5 seconds, then accept नहीं करूँगा मैं, ठीक है? Here's what you have to do. I'm going to show you a stock of TCS, and you have to tell me how much the option would have gone up if you bought the call options. ठीक है? 5 seconds मिलेंगे. Here is the answer. Get ready. Here's the question. This is TCS. यहाँ खुला था, वहीं बंद हुआ. It is up about 0.2%. 0.2% बढ़ा. How much did the call options go up? Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Khatam. My question was, this is TCS. It's gone up by 0.2% day on day. And how much did the call options go up if you had bought it? So Stock Tips says 25%. Jayesh Patel says minus 10%. Anyone else giving me the answer? So let me wait for 10 seconds and wait for all your comments, because I can't see your comments until I wait. Harish says 0. Okay. Tarun's like, tell the delta first. Well, this is today's trade, Tarun. This is TCS today, so no change. %. Was okay. This is what the options actually look like. The options were the stock was up 0.24%. Can anyone guess? Any increase in call option value? Puneet says no increase. Amit says minus 50. Chuk Ji says 26% up. Mixed answers. Here is what it actually happened. The stock call options actually fell by 23%. ये तो अजीब हुआ ना? Tata Consultancy Services up 0.24%, but the call options has fallen 23%. Who can tell me why? क्यों है ये ऐसा? कौन बता सकता है मुझे इसका reason? The reason is Theta. Theta basically means that TCS is expiring. The contracts are expiring 3 days from now. Not TCS, but all derivative contracts for October are expiring 26 October, which is 3 days from now. And this shows that if the stock does not move 0.25%, तो बहुत ही कम movement होता है. 0.25% is a very small move. Despite having call options, it actually fell 23%. So this, friends, is time value loss. And let me tell you something amazing. Saturday, Sunday is inclusive of time value. So if you bought a call option on a Friday and the market opens flat on 23rd, that's Monday, you bought it on Friday, market closed, market opens, your call options will fall by like 25-30% as soon as the markets open. Because Saturday, Sunday is included in your Theta loss, right? So please don't trade so here is my lesson. Do not buy any options in the last week of expiry. So 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, do not buy options. Can you give me another thing we could do? If you can't buy options, what can you do? What's an interesting thing to do? Sell options. That's right. So sell options is also called option writing, which means you would sell an option. What you can do is you can sell an out of the money call option last week of expiry, and this entire thing will be your profit. So if you had actually sold options today in TCS, you would have actually made, where is it gone? Damn it. Sorry, it's in my presentation, right? Okay, here it is. You would have actually made 23% in a single day. That's your profit, right? But it's 23% on this. You will actually have to put up something like 70,000 for one contract. So it will be whatever this money is on an investment of 73,000. Because when you write options, when you sell options, you have to pay full margin. And when you buy options, it's very cheap. So that's one way to look at it. But yeah, time value falls extremely fast in the last week. Let me show you one more example of Sun Pharma. This is Sun Pharma right here. I'll open the technical chart. Let's wait for it to open. Thanks, Hemant, for giving me the right answer. Sandeep, we're actually coming up with an advanced writing call and put writing spread strategy. I can't discuss it right now, but we will be coming up with it very soon. fill up the form that Puneet gave you, that TradeSmart Online gave you, and we'll let you know when that will go live. Today, I'm just going through basics of what Greeks are. So you should probably attend, and Tarun will probably like that as well. TradeSmart, for any inquiry, call Tarun. Nice, Tarun. Let me show you one last example of Sun Pharmaceuticals. So as you can see that Sun Pharmaceuticals, let me open the candlestick charts, expand it, and open the 15-minute charts. Perfect. So if you notice, Sun Pharmaceuticals closed here yesterday and is now closed here. So basically, it's not moved much overnight, right? If you actually open the underlying Sun Pharma, let's open it up. Sun Pharma. So Sun Pharma has actually gone up by 0.6%. If you had bought out of the money call options, any idea how much the call options would have fallen? Any guesses? 10%, 20%? Any guesses? Pankaj is saying trade only Nifty options. You're right, Pankaj. We covered this in the last webinar on liquidity. The only options you can actually trade are probably 6-7 options and Nifty. Otherwise, all of them are like very illiquid. So wow, very nice answers. You're actually right. Here is Sun Pharmaceuticals. It fell almost 50%. Isn't that crazy? And these are call options, right? They're out of the money. Yes, I agree. But it's fallen bloody 46%. And this is because of Theta. So my basic message to you is that if you are writing call options in the last week of the month, then that should be good. You should have some strategy. You shouldn't just randomly write it. But yeah, something for you to look at. And remember, liquidity is only there in 6-7 stocks. The other stocks don't have any liquidity, so please don't trade them. Prashant Shikri is asking, while booking profit, do I have to pay the entire amount? So Prashant, what you do is when you're writing options, right? Then you have to pay the entire amount. But when you close it, then obviously you close it like a position. So you don't send anything. So Hemant Chug is asking about option writing course. Puneet will share the link to the advanced course. You can click on it. And once the advanced course goes live, we'll inform you and you can attend that course as well. Right? Close to expiry. That's it. That's it. That's right, Tarun. That's totally right. I had a friend actually who bought call options and the next day was expiry. Can you believe it? And he had bought call options and he waited the entire day. Market went up 1% and his options crashed. And he said, "Yaar, kya hua? Main to options kharida tha, call option. Market bhi upar gaya." So I said, how can you trade without reading a little bit? So, that's it. That's it. Yes, stock tips, you're right. You get all the money back plus the profit and loss, whatever was on that case, stock tips, right? It's just like a normal trade, except you pay the entire margin for option writing. So that's it. This is a brief introduction to option Greeks. This is what they mean, covering them very quickly. The delta basically measures how much the underlying moves and how that will affect the option. As you can see, Bharti Airtel over here moved up very quickly, very fast, and the options went up 232%. This is because of gamma. As your option, your stock moves from out of the money to at the money to in the money, if this happens very quickly, then the options move up exponentially. And this is why we trade options, because options do this. The other thing I wanted to show you is, of course, Theta, where time is money. It's how much the option falls in value. In our first example, we saw Tata Consultancy Services barely moved. And of course, it moved up 0.2%, but because we're close to expiry, the call options fell 23%. Sun Pharma was up by 0.6%, but the call options fell by 46% because of Theta, which is loss in time value. Now, next, on Wednesday, we'll be discussing continuation and reversal patterns. So anyone out there who wants to learn this basic thing on TA, you should definitely attend. We'll also be learning the RSI indicator this week on Friday. This is very interesting because everyone wants to learn RSI, but there's no strategy around it. So we at TSO will be discussing a strategy around the RSI indicator. We'll also learn stochastic next week and a moving average strategy. I did not introduce myself. My name is Prateek Singh. I've been trading for 10, 11 years now. And I think we should all spend 2-3 months learning everything about stocks and learn just one strategy. That's all you need to do. Learn one strategy and trade that for a year. Trade it for 3 months to make sure you've learned it. And there is nothing else you should do. There is no reason for you to learn multiple strategies. Just learn one, make it extremely good, and that's all you need. I do that. I trade 3 strategies, but they've happened over many, many years, and I'm very happy with them. I don't change my strategies. I'm very happy. I'm very boring, and I keep trading the same thing again and again. There's no excitement in my life apart from these webinars. But thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I really like spending time with you, like always. It was fantastic to actually do this. I thank TSO for giving me the opportunity to come and present. It's always such a pleasure. Today was a slightly short webinar, but I promise you the other 2 webinars will be fantastic. And we'll also learn risk management, because guys, remember one thing, you can learn many strategies, but if it has a high drawdown, low win-loss percentage, and the risk is very high, then there's no point trading it. There's a lot more to trading than just strategies. The most important thing you will learn about in the upcoming courses is drawdowns. We'll talk about drawdowns. We'll talk about win-loss percentages and how to make sure that your probability is slightly higher. That's all that really matters, right? It's very, very simple. Please keep coming. And that's it. Please keep coming. Thank you, Stock Tips, for your time. Thank you, Healthy Lifestyle. I love your name. बहुत मजा आया मुझे करके. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.